Welcome to the Burrow. It's your host, Lala Bunny, head trader at Bimbo Trading Academy. And the topic of today's video is the story of the fisherman and the businessman. Now, this is a Brazilian story, but I've also heard it in other cultures and it's available around the web. But I happen to find it on the blog of Paulo Coelho, he's an author of The Alchemist. And so I think he kind of translated and wrote his version of it because if you read it on you can find this online. It's the businessman and the fisherman. So I'm going to read it and I hope you take something away from it. There once was a businessman who was sitting by the beach in a small Brazilian village. As he sat, he saw a Brazilian fisherman rowing a small boat towards the shore, having caught quite a few big fish. The businessman was impressed and asked the fisherman, "How long does it take you to catch so many fish?" The fisherman replied, "Oh, just a short while." The businessman asked, "Then why don't you stay longer at sea and catch even more?" The businessman was astonished. "This is enough to feed my whole family," replied the fisherman. The businessman then asked, "So what do you do for the rest of your day?" The fisherman replied, "Well, I usually wake up early in the morning, go out to sea, catch a few fish, then go back and play with my kids. In the afternoon, I take a nap with my wife. Then evening comes. I join my buddies in the village for a drink. We play guitar, sing, and dance throughout the night." The businessman offered a suggestion to the fisherman. "I'm a PhD in business management. I could help you to become a more successful person. From now on, you should spend more time at sea and try to catch as many fish as possible. When you have saved enough money, you could buy a bigger boat and catch even more fish. Soon you will be able to afford to buy more boats, set up your own company, your own production plant for canned food, and a distribution network. By then, you will have moved out of this village and to Sao Paulo, where you can set up HQ headquarters to manage your other branches." The fisherman asked, "And after that?" The businessman laughed heartily. "After that, you can live like a king in your own house, and when the time is right, you can go public and float your shares on the stock exchange, and you will be rich." The fisherman asks, "And after that?" The businessman says, "After that, you can finally retire. You can move to a house by the fishing village, wake up early in the morning, catch a few fish, then return home and play with the kids, have a nice afternoon nap with your wife. And when evening comes, you can join your buddies for a drink, play the guitar, sing and dance throughout the night." The fisherman was puzzled. "Isn't that what I am doing now?" So that's something you would call a parable, which is that there's like a takeaway, there's a lesson for that. It really makes you think. So I heard this a long time ago, and it kind of inspired me to want to retire early, like the fire movement, which I have another video on, 4-hour work week, ideas like that, because it really changes your mindset from what the traditional American work mode is. Um, so like if your goal is to spend more time with your family, um, and to relax and to not have to work that much, the way that people go about it is different. You could lower your um, requirements for how much money you need. And if you're able to live simply, then you can achieve those things possibly now. My friend, you might already have enough in the bank where you can live off your dividends from your investments. If you choose to live like a simple life, like a cabin in the woods, you know, you could achieve it now. But we are told that we have to work, 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 and then finally retire. And the problem with that, as a lot of people have pointed out, and a lot of people have witnessed this happen to people, where when it's time to retire, that you're no longer healthy. And then that's no kind of way to live your life. So why give if you're 20, if you're 30, 40, 50, why give any more of your time away? You should be able to control your own time. And that fisherman may not have a lot of money, but he has a choice of how he spends his time. Is there really any reason to take that and turn it into a huge business for what? If you have a hobby, is there any reason why you have to turn it into a side hustle and possibly ruin the enjoyment that you get out of the hobby because now you have so much pressure from that hobby? So obviously, yes, we all need to live. We all need to find ways to pay our bills. We all need to be able to afford food and shelter, healthcare, education, things that we want for our children if we have them. Ways to help society. Some of us want to travel. So it's hard to just say like, okay, just become a small fisherman or a surfer or whatever it is. You can't do that with no money, but you can do it with a low amount of money. And again, you might already be there where you already have, if you have $1 million, I mean, I wouldn't still be working if I had $1 million. In fact, my number, probably around my fire number, 200,000, 250,000, if I owned a home. So I don't think you need quite as much as you think you do. And I'm on Reddit where I see these miserable people like there's all these messages where they're like, I saved up this much, I'm not really happy, should I leave my job, blah blah. And then like but then there's people who leave their job and they don't even know how to enjoy themselves. They like don't even know what to do with themselves. And I just like I don't understand it. I can't relate to it because I know I would spend how I would spend my time on my own hobbies, hiking, helping others. That's the thing. They never think to help others. They don't even think outside themselves. They've been working so hard to earn all this money, and they don't realize that the key to happiness is giving back. Absolutely. Community service. Absolutely paying it forward. Um, when when you climb a wall, you don't lift the ladder up behind you. You throw the ladder down. You help more people. You go back and rescue more people. There's a Toni Morrison quote. Um, she said when you've been oh, I gotta get it because it's so good. Let me see if I can get it. I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free someone else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. This is not just a grab bag candy game. Toni Morrison, that quote sticks with me all the time. The goal, people have got it twisted. The goal in life is not just to enrich yourself. It's almost useless just to enrich yourself. You have to help others. You want to make your community safer. It'll benefit if you have children, it'll benefit them in the long run. The more people you can help to make this world safer, to help reduce pollution, air pollution, global warming, to ensure that we have a future. I mean, there are people out there. I'm begging you. Like, if you have more resources at your disposal, you need to be helping people. I wish I was a millionaire or billionaire. The things I would do. I would build eco-friendly container home villages, collecting rainwater, organic gardening, regenerative agriculture, grass-fed. Like there would be no chemicals and pesticides. We don't need it. The healthcare system would be a lot healthier. Um, Gosh, I think the point of life, I mean, just to live in a beautiful, safe environment, to be able to explore nature, to be able to hang out with people, not to be rushing everywhere all the time. Um, there's another quote. Is his name Henry Thoreau? Let's see if I can get it. Henry Thoreau quote woods life. I don't know if it'll come up. Yep. I went to the woods. Okay, this is Henry David Thoreau. It's a an excerpt from Walden. He said, I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and to see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover I had not lived. So I'm telling you, if you need to shake it up, you need to switch what you're doing, whatever you're doing. If you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, you need to change. And hopefully, your change involves actually helping others and making the world a better place. So, this was originally about the businessman and the fisherman. So go ahead, watch it again, see what you can take away from that story, see if it changes the way you live your life starting tomorrow, starting right now. All right, happy trading.